matchup of you against a team that doesn't strike out a lot, puts the ball in play, you're a pitch to contact. How do you approach a team like that?
Just do my best to make good pitches and, kind of see what happens. I think, one I'd like to have back is, the home run in the first. That's not a good pitch. Throw a 3-1 fastball down the middle to a major league hitter is not the best strategy. I thought I did a lot of good things today, though. Unfortunately, a lot of those, really softly hit, bloopers kind of didn't go my way. But, if you're going to tell me that, more than half their hits are going to be like broken bat, kind of flares into the outfield, there's really nothing I can do about that. Just keep making good pitches.
Miles, when you have an offense behind you that is able to kind of fight back into games, what does that do for a pitching staff?
Gives us a chance. Aside from that first inning, the one that's going to bother me is going out and not having a good shutdown inning after we come back and score 4 right there. That's me letting the boys down. But again, that's there's some weak contact there that I think on most other days maybe goes my way. But baseball's tough like that sometimes. You just gotta keep at it and keep trying to get better.
Miles, I think this is the first game you lost since April 12th, 10 straight starts. How good was this run been for you, and how much do you need to kind of get it back and be a horse for the staff?
I didn't know about all those wins in a row, but that's great. That's my goal when I go out there is to, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 runs, just to keep us there and give the offense a chance. Let the defense work, give the offense a chance. Today was tough, but I thought I did a lot of good things. I think my fastball's ticking up a little bit. My pitches are starting to feel pretty good, and I think that shows to some of those broken bats and some of that weak contact.
You know how important Brendan Donovan is to this team. He's got a hurt toe. He had to come out, and Ollie said it may require him going on the list or something. But how much of a blow would that be to this team?
But that's tough. Donnie's a big part of what we're about here. The way he can move around the diamond, and obviously be a really consistent anchor in that lineup. As far as driving the ball and getting on base and driving runs in. That's a bridge we'd have to cross if that happens. But we got a lot of talented guys in here. Not just in this clubhouse, but in the organization as a whole. So, I hope Donnie's okay. But whoever steps into his place, I'm sure is going to be an incredibly talented guy, and he'll do great.